from New Hanover County Schools Television. Three-time Blue Ribbon winner for the North Carolina Schools Public Relations Association for Outstanding Electronic Media. This is your School News.
Welcome to Your School News. I'm Justin Hackling.
And I'm Britton Kilborn. Topping our newscast this week, Governor's School Informational Meeting, 2017 semifinalists in National Merit Scholarship Program, and businesses welcome at the next Transition Fair.
Our top story this week, New Hanover County Schools is accepting Governor's School applications through October 9th. To help students navigate the Governor's School process and get a look at the programs itself, the school system held an informational meeting last week. With the details is YSN reporter Natasha Griffin.
It was a pretty good crowd that braved a rainy night to attend an informational meeting on Governor's School of North Carolina. During the evening, parents and students learned that Governor's School of North Carolina is 5.5-week residential program for intellectually gifted high school students, integrating academic discipline, the arts, and unique courses on each two campuses.
10 disciplines, 5 in academics, 5 in performing and visual arts, that students can be nominated in. And so they get selected in that specialty, but they get immersed in an educational program that is far much more than that. And so we go through a lot, and so it's a terrific program for students.
The Governor's School is the oldest statewide summer residential program for academically and intellectually gifted high school students in the nation. The program, which is open to rising seniors only, with exception made for rising juniors in a selected performing/visual arts areas, is located on 2 campuses up to 325 students each.
Get to experience an educational program that is without grades or tests, the pressures of grades or tests, and to be immersed in an educational community, a community of learners, and they get to experience what perhaps education can be, without some of those pressures, but one in which you're just taught to ask questions, not necessarily to be given the answers.
Students learn that each of the 2 Governor's School campuses are live with a variety of visiting speakers, performances by students, faculty, and guests, and optional seminars, forming almost a second curriculum linked with classroom work and enriching the students' experience through these additional sessions. Applications for Governor's School can be found on www.ncgovschool.org. Students must submit completed application by 3 p.m. on October 9th to the Governor's School contact at their high school in order to be considered for nomination. For more information, you could contact Donna Sloan, Supervisor for New Hanover County School Academically and Intellectually Gifted Programs. Reporting for your school news, this is Natasha Griffin.
New Hanover County Schools students have been named semifinalists in the 2017 National Merit Scholarship Program. These academically talented high school seniors have an opportunity to continue in the competition for some 7,500 National Merit Scholarships worth about $33 million that will be offered next spring. The students in the running from Hoggard High School are Irene Cho, Kiara Henihan, Claudia Opper, Abigail Scholler, Thomas Bagnoli, and Meredith Trimpe-Werhoftig. From Laney and New Hanover High Schools, both Samuel Weaver and Thomas Johnson are also semifinalists in the National Merit Scholarship Corporation's 22nd Annual National Merit Scholarship Program.
The DC Virgo Academy Battery Drumline performed at the Wilmywood Country Classic Celebrity Golf Tournament at Pine Valley Country Club. The Battery Drumline section marched onto hole number 1 as a group to thunderous applause. The drumline consisted of snare drums, bass drums, tenor drums, and cymbals. Their performance supercharged the first day of the tournament. This year's Wilmywood Classic was aimed at making a difference and impact on the kids in Wilmington. Money raised from the event went to the Blue Ribbon Commission for Prevention of Youth Violence. The commission was formed in New Hanover County in 2008 to address growing concerns about youth violence in our area. The BRC is an unprecedented collaborative of various elected, faith-based, and other community leaders, as well as individuals with extensive knowledge of the ongoing problems associated with youth violence. The Wilmeywood Classic featured a host of country music celebrities, sports figures, TV personalities, and more. In addition to getting a chance to open the event, the Virgo student also got an opportunity to hit some golf balls and mingle with featured players. Snipes Academy of Art and Design was also part of the 4-day event. Students came out to the golf course to learn about the game and also got to participate in some jam sessions with the visiting musicians.
Finally, the New Hanover County Schools What's Next in Your Life Transition Fair for Individuals with Disabilities and Special Needs team invites local businesses and agencies to set up information booths at the 6th Annual Transition Fair on October 27th. The fair will be held at Cape Fear Community College, Union Station, located at 502 North Front Street. Approximately 300 young adults from New Hanover, Brunswick, and Pender County schools are expected to participate, along with parents and other interested attendees. Last year's event had close to 500 participants. This event will provide agencies and businesses the opportunity to showcase their services, but there is no registration fee for participating, but registration is required. For additional information, please contact Betsy Stanwood at betsy.stanwood@nhcs.net or call her at 910-254-4449.
Now, when your school news continues, we have an exciting lunch menu forecast.
Plus, coming up in 60 seconds, we'll have on reports on October kicks off the 10th anniversary of National Bullying Prevention Month, forward motion dances at Snipes Academy, and superintendent holds coffee talks with parents.
This is Your School News on cable and online. Look for our blue logo for all the latest news online at www.nhcs.net. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
Lace up the cleats, put on the pads, and tape up those ankles. The football edition of Sports Roundtable is back for its 17th season on the Learning Network. I'm Joe Catanacci. If you're a high school football fan, then join me for Sports Roundtable. We feature the area's most in-depth look at local 4A gridiron action. From a strong defense to an explosive offense, we spotlight it all on the Sports Roundtable. Each week, you'll get a first-hand account of all the plays from New Hanover County Schools' 4 head football coaches. It's the Sports Roundtable, Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. right here on the Learning Network. Sports Roundtable is made possible with the support of Papa John's Pizza, Sam's Club, and PortCityDaily.com.
Welcome back to Your School News. October is National Bullying Prevention Month, a campaign started in 2006 by Pacer's National Bullying Prevention Center. The campaign's goal is to unite communities nationwide to educate and raise awareness of bullying prevention. However, even as we celebrate the 10-year anniversary of bullying prevention efforts, the problem still continues, with 1 out of every 4 students reporting being bullied during the school year. With a report on facts about bullying, YSN reporter Abby Bowman.
Bullying is a serious problem in homes, schools, and communities. Often dismissed as an adolescent rite of passage, research clearly indicates bullying is learned behavior and damaging to the academic, physical, social, and emotional development of all involved. Bullying is not only a problem of youth, but is one that spans all ages.
Bullying is a conscious, willful, deliberate act of harm and terror. Students who bully typically have been thinking about it, and their intent is to harm and to create fear in the victims.
In order to be considered bullying, the behavior must be aggressive and include an imbalance of power. Kids who bully use their power, such as physical strength, access to embarrassing information, or popularity, to control or harm others. Power imbalances can change over time and in different situations, even if they involve the same people.
But these days, bullying can be physical, the verbal aggression, the social aggression. We see that a lot with our girls, the social isolation, trying to pull other students away from them. Oh, don't be that person's friend, spreading rumor, gossip. Sexual harassment is a form of bullying. And now in the age of social media, there's cyberbullying.
Bullying can affect everyone: those who are bullied, those who bully, and those who witness bullying. Bullying is linked to many negative outcomes, including impacts on mental health, substance use, and suicide.
Unfortunately, bullying is very permanent for some students, for some children. It can carry on into their whole life. They unfortunately believe what they hear and what they see, and it can affect their self-esteem. Their goals, their dreams are tainted, unfortunately.
Bullying is a pervasive problem in schools, affecting almost a third of students in grades 6 through 10. Because of the significant negative consequences of this behavior for all involved, it should not be viewed as just a normal part of growing up. To be addressed effectively, both individual and system-level interventions are required. If we do not intervene with bullies, we not only place targets at risk for physical injury, depression, anxiety, and low self-esteem, but also significantly increase the likelihood that bullies will develop into antisocial adults. Reporting for Your School News, this is Abby Bowman.
The students at Snipes Academy were lucky to have the Forward Motion Dance Company put on a special presentation for them at the school. Tracy Varga, the company's choreography, gave the students a little history of dance. He talked about explosion of modern dance in the early 20th century and the growth of postmodernism. Postmodernism, she told the students, veered towards simplicity, the beauty of small things, the beauty of untrained body, and unsophisticated movement.
The goal of today's presentation keeps within our mission of Forward Motion Dance, is bringing modern, contemporary, quality dance to the community, and also providing opportunities for dancers to perform and share their art form.
The dance company then performed several numbers from their upcoming recital, Cape Fear Arts in Motion, duets, pirouettes, and vignettes. The presentation included a high-energy dance to the music of mute math and the theme of grappling to make the right decision when faced with choices that may not be what they seem. Forward Motion Dance Company featured teen dancers from local studios Dreams, the Dance Cooperative, the Dance Element, and the Wilmington School of Ballet. A real highlight was the dancing of a former Snipes alumni who also talked with the students about her work with the company. Overall, it was a beautiful performance and an amazing experience for the students at Snipes Academy.
If you had questions or concerns about New Hanover County schools, then last week you had a chance to sit down and talk directly with Superintendent Dr. Tim Markley about them. Parents, guardians, and everyone from the community got a chance to meet with the superintendent at Biddies and Bows Coffee Shop and at the Creekwood South Residence Center to have issues heard. During these two events, Dr. Markley fielded questions on a wide range of topics, from redistricting, mental health care, to residency to early college. The superintendent holds these events to give everyone an opportunity to come out in an informal, non-school setting to discuss issues they might be concerned about. Plans call for additional coffee talks at other locations throughout the country. Plus, if you have questions for the superintendent, please send them via email to nhcstv@gmail.com. We'll include your questions on the first taping of our monthly Conversations with Dr. Markley, Up Front with the Superintendent, which airs here on TLN.
Bobby Lantry, former Parsley student and current Hoggard High School 10th grader, took on revitalizing the butterfly gardens at his old elementary school as an Eagle Scout project. He presented his plan to Parsley's principal, Dr. Hamilton, Boy Scout unit leader, and unit committee for approval. Bobby's goal was to make the garden a peaceful and safe place where students could relax during the school day. During the garden transformation, sickly rose bushes and ugly weeds were removed. Bobby also pulled up the garden's stepping stones and re-leveled the ground for safety. New timbers were stained and used to outline and contain the garden. 2 more stone benches were also added in an area where Bobby added seagrass for its calming influence. A few picked azaleas were added to the garden in honor of the Queen's visit in the spring. To top it all off, new mulch was spread throughout the whole garden. The finished garden greatly improves the beauty of the campus and is already being used by students throughout the school year.
In other news, it has become an annual tradition for Japanese education students from Osaka University to visit students at Pine Valley Elementary School. As in past years, it was an exciting chance for these future teachers in Japan to observe the American public education system and interact with Pine Valley students. During their day at the school, some of Japanese educators showcased many of the games they played in Japan, while others shared the mystery of the Japanese ninja, the music of their country, and the art of Japanese writing. The visit to Pine Valley gave the visiting Japanese students the opportunity to develop a global perspective on their academic disciplines. It also opened up the world to the Pine Valley students and helped them develop a global perspective, as many may not have an opportunity to travel abroad themselves.
Now don't go away. Coming up, County Educator of the Year wins another honor.
Plus, in Education Index, Florida's groundbreaking tax credit scholarship is under fire.
Your school news will continue after the break.
I'm Maggie Cottle.
And I'm Jacob Jones. Join us this week for the morning show.
Start your mornings off with our excellent and exciting features.
This week we tell you about the dangers of a hurricane and how you can get prepared now with a special segment from the National Weather Service.
We also have our first episode of A+ Teacher for the 2016-17 school year. We sit down with Riceboro Elementary's Teacher of the Year, Samantha Keller.
I'm Mark Anthony Minikino, and I'll have your latest of the year school news on the morning show. This week, I have a report on the district's 2015-16 results for the Ready assessments.
We also have the week's lunch menu, our Word of the Week bumper, and morning show map.
So join us this week for the morning show. This weekday mornings, 6 a.m. and 7 a.m. and Saturdays at 10 a.m. right here on the Learning Network of the Cape Fear.
Welcome back to Your School News. It's time for our Education Index, a look around the nation and the world at some of the top stories in education. Topping the index, the media called it sweeping, far-reaching, and radical. It was a Connecticut court decision giving the state 180 days to propose several changes to its education policies. In particular, the decision is requiring a graduation test to show that high schools are graduating students who are prepared for higher education. The problem is no state in the country has implemented graduation requirements aligned with Common Core's college and career readiness standards. This is perhaps not surprising, since raising the bar that high would dramatically reduce the high school graduation rate. So unless the decision is appealed, Connecticut would be the first state to institute such a stringent requirement. Parents say they aren't surprised by a third attempt to take down Florida's tax credit scholarship program. The state's main teachers union, the state's NAACP branch, and other plaintiffs asked the state Supreme Court last week to hear their lawsuit challenging the legality of the state's tax credit scholarship program. The program gives money to low-income students to attend private schools. The majority of those served are students of color. While the scholarship program has been working for some students, academic measures have shown stagnant test scores. Opponents argue that the schools aren't subject to the same accountability measures as public schools and shouldn't receive indirect financial support from tax dollars. Since the lawsuit was first filed in 2014, 2 courts have dismissed it, arguing that the plaintiffs cannot cannot prove injury from the program, which gives corporations dollar-for-dollar tax credits for donations to the scholarship fund. Finally, if you are a young person and you work hard enough, you can get a college degree and set yourself on the path to a good life, right? Not necessarily, says author Sarah Goldrick-Rab in her new book, Paying the Price, drawing on an unprecedented study of 3,000 young adults who entered public colleges and universities in Wisconsin in 2008 with the support of federal aid and Pell Grants. The author reveals the devastating effect of shortfalls in college aid system. The book shows students, even with federal aid, unable to afford tuition, books, and living expenses, forced to work outside jobs, drop classes, and even go without adequate food or housing. In many heartbreaking cases, they leave school, not with a degree, but with crippling debt. The really showcases the horrifying human and financial costs of our convoluted financial aid policies. And that's this week's Education Index, a quick look at some of the interesting education stories from around the nation and world. Now don't go away, we'll be right back with the Lunch Bill of Fare. This is your school news on cable and online. Look for a blue logo for all the latest news online at www.nhcs.net.
Hart, what's going on? I'm leaving. Why? What did I do? Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit. Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just please, don't leave. Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Welcome back to your school news. It's time now for this week's Lunch Bill of Fare. Gone are the days of mystery meat and the crabby hairnet-wearing lunch lady. Across the country, schools' lunchrooms have gotten a facelift and a menu makeover. Hunter Ledman, our lunch menu analysis, joins us now with this week's school lunch menu, so parents, students, teachers, and everyone working with the New Hanover County school system can plan their lunchtime options.
Here in the newsroom, I've had the chance to review this week's lunch menu. We've had a lot of variety this week for lunch. Let's take a look at this week's selections. On Tuesday, September 27th, ready to taste your buds for some tangerine chicken with rice and an egg roll, a meatball hoagie, or a bacon cheeseburger? On the side, we have sweet potato waffle fries, veggie sticks, garden salad, mandarin oranges, and fresh fruit. On Wednesday, September 28th, dive into a special hump day meal with corn dog nuggets, a pork chop sandwich, or cheesy breadsticks. On the side, pasta salad, corn garden salad, diced pears, and fresh fruit. On Thursday, September 29th, hurry into the lunch line as the cafeteria will be serving stuffed crust pizza, a chicken club sandwich, and popcorn chicken with a roll. On the side, macaroni salad, tomato and cucumber salad, broccoli, garden salad, diced pineapple, and fresh fruit. On Friday, September 30th, end the week off with a hot dog with chili, fish sticks with hush puppies, or chicken nuggets with a roll, and macaroni and cheese. On the side, baked beans, carrot sticks, garden salad, spiced apples, and fresh fruit. For the weekend, I've got my healthy tip for you. After a workout, it's important to rest your muscles for growth and strengthening. This won't apply to sports. However, if you want to be stronger and grow bigger, make sure you rest whatever muscles you worked out for about 2 to 3 days. After the weekend, come back to chicken quesadilla with Spanish rice, a French bread pizza, or a deluxe chicken sandwich. On the side, garden peas, glazed sweet potatoes, garden salad, fresh fruit, and mixed fruit. On this week's menu, it's sure to be the most delicious and healthy meal yet. Our cafeteria has done a good job putting on the foods we crave in the low calories and sugar intake. Now let's look back on some of the week's menu choices. On Wednesday, enjoy some cheesy breadsticks, and on Friday, one of my favorites, hot dog with chili. This week also features some great sides like veggie sticks, diced pears, and broccoli. Well, that does it for this week's lunch menu, so don't miss out on any of your school's great selections. From the newsroom, this is Hunter Ledman signing off.
Thanks, Hunter. Don't forget, you can also catch the Lunch Billow Fair during the morning show here on the Learning Network and get lots of healthful nutrition information online at www.nhcs.net/nutrition. Now don't go away. Coming up, County Educator of the Year wins another honor. Your school news will continue after the break.
Lace up the cleats, put on the pads, and tape up those ankles. The football edition of Sports Roundtable is back for its 17th season on the Learning Network. I'm Joe Catanacci. If you're a high school football fan, then join me for Sports Roundtable. We feature the area's most in-depth look at local 4A gridiron action. From a strong defense to an explosive offense, we spotlight it all on the Sports Roundtable. Each week, you'll get a first-hand account of all the plays from New Hanover County Schools' 4 head football coaches. It's the Sports Roundtable, Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. right here on the Learning Network. Sports Roundtable is made possible with the support of Papa John's Pizza, Sam's Club, and PortCityDaily.com.
Welcome back to your school news. It was another big win for New Hanover County Schools Educator of the Year, Chris Walters.
At the start of the school year, his principal nominated him for the Carolina Panthers FSI Office Supply Teacher of the Week.
His nomination was chosen as one of the top 10 for that week by a panel of Carolina Panthers and FSI office personnel.
From there, his name was placed on an online ballot along with the other 10 teachers from across the state for the public to vote for.
It was no surprise that the amazing Chris Walters swept the voting and was the state winner for the week.
Don Arnold from FSI Office Supplies came out to Parsley Elementary loaded down with office supplies for the winner.
Students and staff gathered in the media center as Mr. Walters was ushered to the Thunder Supplies.
The really big news is that he received 2 tickets to the December 11th Panthers game. At the game, he will be one of 12 finalists for Carolina Panthers Teacher of the Year honor.
The Teacher of the Year will be selected by a panel of Carolina Panthers and FSI office personnel and will win a $5,000 Ultimate Classroom prize pack.
So mark your calendar for December 11th and keep your eyes open during halftime of the game to see if our own Chris Walters wins the Carolina Panthers FSI Office Supplies Teacher of the Year honors.
That does it for this edition of Your School News. Recapping some of our main stories: Governor's School informational meeting held, applications due by October 9th, 8 students named semifinalists in National Merit Scholarship Program, and businesses welcome to sign up for the next transition fair.
Remember, Your School News is on cable and online. And don't forget to start your morning with our light and lively morning show, weekdays at 6 a.m. I'm Justin Hackling.
And I'm Britton Kilborn. On behalf of the entire YSN crew, thanks for watching New Hanover County Schools TV on the Learning Network.
Have a great day.